Welcome to AI for Business Leaders podcast. Hello, everyone. We have Aman from eTale at Palm Springs right here. Really, really excited to have him. Big fan of the brand. So, Aman, if you don't mind, give me a little background about yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Aman. I'm the founder and CEO of a clothing brand, Ministry of Supply. And we're here in beautiful Palm Springs enjoying eTale to showcase the brand and tell people a little bit more about our clothing. I think soft, stretchy, machine washable, where to work, where to travel, where to conference. That's what we focus on.
Awesome. As some people know, I did talk a little bit about my family background as well. We actually started manufacturing sportswear like Nike in the 80s. That's kind of like my family's background. So
Business.
it's a very tough business, as you know, and the SKU counts, everything else. But today it is about you. So I guess even just to start out, as you mentioned, you don't mind our hard questions. So in the past 12 months, there's been a lot of changes, right?
Yep.
Tariffs, the consumer sentiment change, AI. How has it been going for you? And what are you doing about it?
It's been a wild 12 months for us. I mean, we have the perfect storm. We were fulfilling product out of Mexico. We make product in China, and we make a lot of product in New York. So we were facing every ounce of tariff unrest. We made a massive shift in our supply chain away from holding a bunch of inventory and moved to a very kind of on-demand, just-in-time type of inventory. And that's been hugely beneficial. Shout out to a partner, Taylor Industries in New York, who's been an incredible factory back end for us to produce units of one. But short version is a huge time of change, and major lesson learned is, as I've been saying, agility is the only remaining superpower. So just how quickly is our rate of change?
Right. And I remember that's sort of just taking back in production onshoring again, just back in the days when things were made in New York and LA, especially apparel items, right?
Yeah. We still do about half and half in New York and China. And we have a Chinese factory we've been using for years. The quality is incredible. So how can we allow both to coexist and still, get through the tariffs and grow to see another innovation? Yeah.
Awesome. From a positive standpoint, what have you seen in the past 12 months in your business that you're just very bullish about?
Yeah, the loyalty of our customer base has always been wonderful, but it's kind of gone off the charts in the last really 6 months. Particularly as it's harder and harder to acquire new customers. The good news is that it's easier and easier if your product is good to reacquire and retain your existing customers. So we've just seen that all of the metrics on stickiness continue to go up, where we have these customers who are not buying one piece, but buying the whole bag. That shift to closet share has been incredibly helpful.
That's really awesome. I think that's something that a lot of brands will wish that they can do or they have in terms of that loyalty of the customers. There are things that you learn that's worked out well as you guys sort of test it out. How do we increase the LTV at the end of the day, I guess?
Yeah. You know what we've really done more than any specific win was created a culture of experimentation. It's actually what I'm here at eTale talking about is how quickly can you test something? All right, I want to test out putting video or GIFs on the homepage, or I want to test out a new product idea or a new widget or a new tool. How can we go from that moment to it worked or not within 10 days? And where that might have taken us 3-6 months in the old world,
right?
We've changed the system. So we are allowed to test more things more frequently and learn faster.
10 days. That's pretty incredible.
Concept to end of test.
Yeah. Wow. So I assume that also takes some kind of organizational change and also training for the team as well. How did you navigate that?
Yeah. So number one thing is I'd say single leadership. So making sure that one person owns the decision at every stage of any implementation.
This is true street style.
I like it. So single ownership. So there's no committees. It's one person owns the final decision. So it's very clear. I want to take your input, but I'm going to make the final decision. And the second major rule is no shortcuts. So all the stages of implementation, execution, decision all still happen. Negotiations all in there. They just happen sequentially in rapid fire. So we're taking what used to happen in 20 hours of work over 6 months and making it 20 hours of work over 7 days. And by clumping it together and making it sequential, we're able to rattle off more tests.
Wow. Okay, that's incredible. Taking a little pivot to everybody talks about AI. Obviously, AI is everywhere. AI is obviously developing really, really rapidly. I think what's really exciting for people who are in retail and commerce is that on one end, how does that affect your day-to-day sort of workflow for internal teams? Two, what are some of the things you're seeing that you can bring to the table for the consumers that are loyal customers?
Yeah. So I'll answer the first one first, which is that I think the big mistake we made, and I think a lot of people made with AI, was just fire hose, right? Take it all in, let's do it, everything. Second one is kind of being a little bit more discerning and not just saying yes to every AI tool. The second thing is actually starting with the problem, not the tool. And so, for instance, how do we place, right now we're placing a PO for every style every week, 2,500 SKUs
Hmm.
every week. We used to place them twice a year. How
Mm,
can you do that? Well, the only answer is AI, right? And so
right.
now what we do is we built a system that
Okay.
allows us to place rapid POs, right? So we
Okay.
used AI to build this and create a, we call it ministry production system. So one example of saying it's not AI, it's
Right.
problem, and
Okay.
the only solution happens to be AI. So
Right.
how do we scale? Well, let's use AI. So
Right.
going back to problem first thinking and then using AI as a choice
Right.
in your toolbox, but not the only tool.
So when you're saying the velocity of these orders increasing utilizing AI, do you mean was the problem more so just ordering the right style and the right SKU on top of just the amount of the numbers and then just the process administrative task
Yeah,
of making orders?
you're spot on. So in our world, data is coming inbound continuously. We're getting
Right.
orders every minute, right?
Sure.
On the outbound, we're placing 2 POs per style per year.
Right.
Wild. With the help of AI, we've built this system MPS, which is allowing us to place. We could place 2 orders a day at a SKU level, not two
Hmm.
orders a year at a style level. And that was a human constraint. We were
Right.
unable to possibly produce that many POs. They're very difficult, very manual. There's translation to the factory and their formats, then to the freight forwarder, then to Flexport. There's so much required in any single PO that to
Right.
do so in such volume is impossible without the help of AI. It isn't about ordering more or less. It's about frequency and SKU level detail, not discrete chunky POs going out twice a year.
Right. Right. Cause so you can be much more sort of focus specific and
That's it.
accurate
Stock
to
and
what
rates
you
go up,
do.
inventory on hand goes down, discount rates, obsolescence goes down,
Right.
and our workload is lighter,
Right.
which is the beauty of AI, right? Is if you're doing it right, it can be a win-win.
It should be helping the humans. It's
Yeah,
not replacing humans.
that's right. Yeah.
That's what I think. How does that affect your vendors downstream though? Because I assume the velocity now
Yeah.
ramps up from
Yeah.
your end. They're going to have to uphold whether it's supply chain is complicated,
Yep.
but all the way to production as well.
Yep.
You're going to need to basically,
I love that we're
carve
just
up
going on a
capacity.
supply chain
I,
here. No, I'm into it. I love it. I
okay.
love
Yeah,
supply chain.
yeah,
So
let's
it's
do it.
great. I'd say first of all, they have to be in the right mindset. So it's not a
Okay.
skill set; it's a mindset.
Yeah.
They're capable of doing. Any factory can do this. It's a
Okay.
mindset, right? Meaning it's a
Right.
hassle, right?
Right.
The other thing is I'll say we're also making it easier for them, right? So we're
Sure.
passing them POs in a style that they're much more comfortable ingesting. So there's no translation. Usually it was take our PO and put it in their format. No, now we're giving it to them in their own language, quite literally in their own templates that they built for us to say, this is how you can help us. So
Okay.
again, by being able to connect our systems more intrinsically, they can see demand 2 weeks before we even place the PO. They
Right.
know it's coming. They can prepare, they can batch as they need.
Okay.
But I will say the requisite to any system working is the players having the right mindset.
Right. Okay. That sounds good. Shifting a little bit to the consumer side.
Yeah.
Have you guys tested anything that's AI based and what have you guys seen from there?
Yeah, so I'd say absolutely. I mean, if you go through our experience, a ton of what is happening
Hmm.
there, UX optimizations, AI driven. Our landing pages are all now built by Lovable, which is a darling in AI right
Oh,
now.
okay. Right.
Our site A/B testing is all done through AI. All
Mm,
of our emails are tested using AI tools. So our audiences are all built
yeah,
using Arito, which is an AI audience building tool.
sure.
So you got to think every little piece of this is being augmented, not by something we built, but by something we had to have the discernment to say, we have a problem. In this case, let's say our email audiences are too manual
Right.
and recency oriented. Let's find a solution. Okay.
Hmm.
Arita is offering us a much more dynamic offer. So
Right.
let's use their AI and test it out.
Right.
So
Right.
in each of these cases, again, problem first, AI is a solution, but not the
Right.
only one.
I get that too. Just with the amount of talks that people have around AI, I think it's really easy to kind of get into the mindset, the kid at the candy store
Yeah.
mindset. Right?
FOMO.
It's like
FOMO.
FOMO.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel like everything is being shipped every single
Yeah.
day. Just from all the AI tools, the native AI tools, are there an aspect where you feel like it's as sort of established as it should be?
In the AI
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Right.
What's happening, at least in our world, is we're finding that your backbone kind of defines your tool sets. Our backbone is Shopify Klaviyo. Not
Okay.
surprising, not
Right.
uncommon.
Right.
And that, now you've got people who are only plugging into Klaviyo, or you've got people who are
Yeah.
only plugging into Shopify.
Right.
And so it's a requisite to say, now we've got the hub, one of
Yeah.
the spokes. And I think that's the first forcing factor to say it has to be easy to implement, or else
Okay.
there's no chance we can test it in a week or two, right? So
Mhm.
this has to be
Okay.
a plug and play
Right.
potential.
I have heard a lot of different sort of native AI companies also explaining how they're shifting the go-to-market strategy. They're saying that on the buyer side, the expectations are much higher. You're going to need easily implement the solution. Two is that Nobody wants long sort of dev time. 3 is the contract has to be flexible.
Yeah.
You may have to do some proof of concept as well as bake-offs, all these things. Would you agree with
And
that?
4 is the success metric has to be clear and profit.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? We're not looking for slow, long lead metrics of sentiment or hey, did we make money with this improvement? Did it make our lives better in some way and allow us to keep on building something we love? Right? The premise is not that we are profit mongering. It's how do we make a better, healthier business, grow it, and get in more people's hands?
Awesome. What are you looking forward to for the most in the next 12 months?
Shorts.
Okay.
I know the question is probably premised on like software and AI, but we've got
It's okay. No,
we've got new boxers coming, we've got new shorts coming, we've got new t-shirts coming. So I'm a product junkie. And so our like spring summer collection is just incredible. And I'm like, I saw the fit model today on video wearing the final sample of the shorts. No, we did it.
Nice. Everybody got to go check it out for sure.
And then I'm also excited for the tariffs to hopefully lift after 150 days, which will make everyone's life easier.
Right. Yeah, I agree. One last question.
Yeah.
What's been the one most fun activity in Palm Springs so far for you?
Man, I haven't taken enough advantage of it, but I'm going to give a forward-looking one. We're doing a wine tasting tonight.
Oh,
I think
nice.
as weather holds up, it's I believe outdoor. I don't think it rains much here, right?
No.
And I'm so excited to sit down at the end of this wonderful conference. A nice glass of wine and decompress a little bit.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. To everyone listening, if you found this valuable, subscribe to the podcast AI for Business Leaders on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, and leave a comment. Please also share with others navigating the future of AI. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.